How do you follow up with clients? When is too much? When is too little? Check out this video right now and find out. Hey, welcome to the Millionaire Recruiter. I'm Brianna Rooney, your Millionaire Recruiter. And if you haven't yet seen this channel before, it's all about making you the next Millionaire Recruiter. So let's get to it. Well, first of all, I am extra excited because Techies, my firm, just turned 11 years old. So excited, can't believe it. Kind of makes me feel old, maybe young, because I don't know. But it's really exciting. We celebrated last week. So hope you celebrated with me. All right. Now, this week is all about clients. We have a lot of moving parts when you have clients. It's very important to be successful. And whenever you do get clients, it's very important to capitalize to the fullest extent that you can. Not only because you do want to help, that is what we're here for, but also because you have to make money too. You have to be successful. And with every single client success comes another one, because they will refer you. That's the fun part. That's what's been cool about being in this business for so long, is that I do get referrals a lot. My team does get referrals. People know who Techies is. So it's exciting. But this particular one comes because I've got a lot of people ask, including people in my firm right now that are getting new clients, what's the best practice? How do we follow up? So there's a couple different ways to do it. Let's try to organize. So let's say you get a client to get back to you. Now, this particular video is not getting into clients, because that's a different tangent. This particular video is when they are officially your client, when you have that fee agreement signed and you have that job order. You know exactly what they need. You've already had those conversations. So just to be clear, they are your clients. All right. Now, let's say this first week, you don't have anyone for them. You don't just, go into your little hole and freak out that you don't have people for them. No, because you also set them up that it takes a good 2 weeks to build a pipeline. So think about that. You have 2 weeks, not to camp out, but to not freak out, okay? You are still keeping in touch with them. You're saying, hey, I just want to let you know, let's say day 2, you haven't had anyone to send. I just want to let you know, Google, that the team's on it, I'm on it. We've been reaching out to some people, haven't had the best luck yet, but it takes a couple days to get a pipeline. You can be very honest with them there. Or you can say, hey, look, we've reached out to quite a few people. We're getting some pushback. Either they're not interested. Be very upfront with your clients if you are getting people genuinely not interested. Don't just make it up because you're buying yourself time. Genuinely not interested, because you need to work with them on a pitch, and they're going to really appreciate that, because if their company is not coming across in the best interest, you need to let them know, and they're going to be really excited about that. So let's say you have a couple people say, hey, look, they're not interested because XYZ. How do you handle that internally? What can I say? They're going to really appreciate that. So let's say it's 2 to 3 days in, you still don't have anyone for them. Then you can say, hey, just wanted to touch base. We're definitely looking for you. I'm feeling really good about the search. You're going to see some people in a couple days. That's the one that buys you time, right? And again, you can't just snap your little fingers and pray that you find someone for them when they've been looking for months. That's another thing to think about. I wanted to take a moment to acknowledge that clients are a lot of work. Everyone wants clients. Everyone wants to get the double dip, the candidates and the clients. You absolutely need clients, but they're hard, okay? They are time consuming and they take a lot of space up here. So these are just ways that you can, fight through and not feel so, that they need you, that they're push and send and receive. You need to also breathe and do good work. So another thing, let's say it's now at the end of the week, you haven't sent your client anybody. You're definitely going to check in again. Hey, just want to let you know I'm on this search. Do you have any particular pitches you yourself use? Here's mine. Feel free to share your pitch, share your email. Remember, you guys are working together on this, and you have to be on the same page. And there's absolutely no reason to reinvent the wheel. So I think that a lot of recruiters, and this I'm not going to tangent you, but a lot of recruiters do try to reinvent the wheel because they think that for some reason that their way is going to be the almighty way. And look, there are really cool things that come up all the time that you can do in recruiting and that you're like, wow, I never thought of that before. But for the most part, I would assume that if a company has been looking to fill these roles or even fills other roles, that they have it down a little bit. They do at least know how to pitch their company. Maybe they don't send out enough emails. Maybe they don't have the best way to go about it. Maybe they're not straightforward. You are the recruiter, you are the specialist, but you can still take their pitch. You can still use what they use. And again, it shows that you are very interactive with your clients, that you're in touch, and that you are holding yourself accountable. So the whole first week is very important when you first get a client to let them know that you're there, that you're searching, that you're pitching, that you're trying new ways, and that you are working with them. And also for them sometimes, right? Because that makes them feel good. But no, it is definitely a partnership. So you are doing those touches for sure within the first couple weeks of a new client. It's super important. Now, let's just say you have this great relationship with your clients. You're already sending people. You've already got interviews with them. That's super exciting. You still need to have, I would say, at least a 1 week check-in. So I would say probably like on a Thursday. You're saying, hey, how did the week go? Here's like the movement we had. Let's just say you're saying we had 4 interviews. You wanted to talk to all 4 of them. How are things going on your end? Now, the reason why you're asking how things are going on their end is because here's the worst thing that could happen, in my opinion. You are working on this search. You are excited about it. Your team's excited about it. You're getting people in the movement. Yet what you didn't know is there's a recruiter or their company has gotten a head start on it and they already have someone at offer stage. So you don't even know that. You need to constantly know what stage a company is at with their openings because you don't want to work on something that's going to be closed in a day, in 2 days. And typically you want to work on jobs that have multiple openings because if they don't have multiple openings, then at any given moment, that opening gets pulled from under you and you just did a lot of work for no reason. So that's again why you check in. Another solid reason why you check in with your clients is also to see what they're feeling about you and the people you're putting in front of them, the way the process is already going. So you don't want to deal with problems when they're problems. You want to make sure you get ahead of absolutely everything. So if they're not happy with the people that you've sent, let's find out before they fire you, right? Fire you, awful. So you need to know those things. And you have to be really self-aware and self-focused that you are taking the initiative and trying to get ahead of whatever you need to get ahead of. So the client is like really appreciative that you know what's going on and you're not cowering, in the background. Because I think a lot of recruiters do feel very self-conscious, especially when they first get a client and they're like, oh my God, is a client gonna like me? Are they gonna like my people? Am I gonna make a deal here? It's so intense sometimes what you recruiters put yourself through in life and in this job. It's just not necessary. They're just a client. Even when I've had some really big clients, they're like, oh my God, this is the biggest client I've ever had. They're just a client. That's the end of the day. So definitely treat everyone the same for sure. Another good client follow-up is really to get a grasp on not only your quality, but the process that you've already gone through. So this is something you need to get ahead of. You know what a good process is in order to get the right people involved in order to make hires, right? Clients don't always have that information or even capable of that information. I would say the majority of the time, clients are not very good at this. Why are they coming to you? Because they need help. So you need to definitely say, hey, I just want to let you know I've noticed a couple things. You take more than 24 hours to get back to me on a resume. We can't schedule phone interviews or tech calls within 48 hours. That's a big no-no. It takes too long for feedback after an on-site. You have to make sure you are ahead of these things and checking in with the client at all times. Cool? I know that was a lot of information, so we'll just recap a little bit. When you get a new client, you definitely have to follow up. You definitely have to gauge the interest, on both sides. Are candidates interested? Are the clients interested in who you're sending? And then you also have to be really realistic. This is one thing I forgot. Be really realistic with them. If they keep passing on your resumes, but you actually think that they're really good and what the client wants maybe doesn't exist, you have to tell them. We're actually going through that right now. You have to be very upfront because it's wasting everybody's time if you're not. Can you lower their standards? Maybe not, but you can be realistic with them. And then you can also be realistic with yourself and with your team because you don't want to waste your time searching for someone that doesn't exist. That was a little tangent, but we're going through that right now. Okay, and then also with the clients, you're checking in with process. You are checking in with the pitch to make sure that they know that you are searching, even though people are maybe not interested. This is just, I think the bottom line with clients is to be very candid, very open. And you have to tell them what's going on, both sides, the good, the bad, the ugly. That's the only real true way to make traction with clients and to make money. Remember, there is no fake work. That's how you can be the next millionaire recruiter for sure. I'm gonna say it again. There is no fake stats, fake work. There's only results. You definitely have to do the work to get the results. But at the end of the day, if you're just having the work done and there's no results, you've done nothing. Okay? All right, cool. So I would love to hear how you guys also keep a little touch on clients as well. So make sure you like and subscribe. And again, it was such a big week, 11 years, techies. I'm so excited. I will see you every week, Thursday at noon. And don't forget that money is just a vessel that gets you to do all the amazing things that you want to do. So go live your life. See you next week.